Hey, mama. Hey, y'all. I want y'all very listen to this. Pay attention. Listen for all who didn't vote and who voted for Trump, and now all y'all in trouble. We're in trouble because y'all don't want to vote for Kamala Harris.
So everybody went first. Paris something. Forgot.
I understand why our black people and other other colors, brown, black, whoever, white, whoever, especially black young people. Why y'all vote for Trump? It's now this is what's gonna happen to us. Listen. Cause this is y'all, this is us right now. Had to put lies so y'all could see what's gonna happen. So we vote for that honest man. I'm not gonna answer y'all. This G Mom and family. Right now we're in trouble. Because you vote for the wrong person. Take the stuff out the chair. All this stuff. And the charger. You're doing too much and you're doing this and that.
This is
So I'm gonna sit back and let you hear this. Open your eyes, people.
Open your eyes. Open your eyes.
Going live. You ain't go on Facebook.
See, people literally don't even realize how these things play. This is what the twice impeached, criminally convicted felon in chief said on Monday at the Insurrection Fest at the U.S. Capitol. Guys, the video from the inauguration. You had it up earlier. Yes, the video from the inauguration that I requested when he thanked black people.
We had a powerful win in all 7 swing states, and the popular vote, we won by millions of people.
I ain't vote for him. We didn't vote for
Black
him.
and Hispanic communities, I want to thank you for the tremendous outpouring of love and trust.
Black people, I don't stay y'all.
Show me with your vote. We set records, and I will not forget it. I've heard your voices in the campaign, and I look forward to working with you in the years to come. Today is Martin Luther King Day, and his honor, this will be a great honor. But in his honor, we
You
will
talking
strive
shit, bullshit.
together to make his dream a reality. We will make his dream come true.
Yeah, right.
And what did that liar do? Gut the very thing the king fought for. And if you black and you fail for that bullshit, You are a dumbass, Nola.
He couldn't even get it out. He couldn't even finish the statement because it wasn't authentic. He couldn't even finish the end of the statement that we're going to make his dream come true. Lies. Lies. And, you know, I'm so happy that we're talking about Du Bois because, you know, in the great debate between Booker T. Washington and Du Bois, in many ways, I am a Du Boisian, and I'm going to kind of come back to this.
This only way I could help them. But I can't go out there and march and do that. I can stop going to stores. There's so many rich people that funky and must know.
And try to not make MLK
I'm going to stop.
A federal national holiday. I'm gonna just go ahead and put that out there.
Get rid of my cable and stuff. 'Cause I don't know who this cable belongs to, who owns it.
Roland, as
But
you're
I'm not.
walking us through the different
I'm just gonna stop buying stuff from Target. Okay, I
one
hate
thing that
Walmart.
is rolling
That
around my
Walmart,
head, and,
McDonald's.
Greg
Stop
Wilson
drinking
said it
Hennessy.
once.
Well, he gonna tell y'all.
That question that Du Bois asked in the Soul of Black Folk, how does it feel to be a problem? It is a question that is it's so salient in this moment because what you're talking about is Black people have been a problem in this country since the day we were stolen from Africa and brought here illegally.
Nobody asked to steal my ancestors.
Because you can't get rid of us. Everything has been tried. You treated us like cattle. You enslaved us. You put us on plantations. There was Jim Crow, Black codes, everything you can think of. We have survived. And every time we surpass a little bit of surviving and maybe get to thriving, to your point, it is completely taken away from us. And, you know, I have posted something on my Instagram, not the popular speeches from MLK, but it was this one quote that he said, basically, how dare you ask of a man to pull himself up by his bootstraps when he does not own any boots? That's paraphrasing. And so essentially, this is like this is the story of Black person, the Black person in America. How do you expect us to continue to fight over and over and over and over when people are constantly trying to steal our boots? The raggedy boots we may have on, that we are proud to wear, and they are constantly trying to take our boots. And I'm such a Du Boisian. I actually have him on my international relations and race syllabus, something that I got a lot of side eyes for, but I don't care. But you really have to think about this in the context of what we've represented from day one in this country. And also, I'm going to bring in Barack Obama into this. The fact that that Black man was the president of this country and pretty much went 8 years unscathed, you know, no major dramas outside of the tan suit, you know, him and his really Black wife, you know, that did something to white America. It drove them insane, right? It literally drove them insane. So everything that we're seeing is successive. Everything is successive, and you want to even go further back to that. I always tell people, if you've never seen Black Klansman, please watch Black Klansman and watch it until the end. Because what Spike Lee does at the end of that movie with David Duke and how they have been generationally trying to get to a Project 2025 moment, they have been putting in the work for generations. They have been reworking and retooling. And this is where we are now. We've made too many strides. There's been a Negro as a president. Oh, no. No. These Black folks are being way too fancy. Way too fancy. We have to snatch their boots. And this is a moment that we're in right now. The snatching of the boots. When you told us to pull ourselves up by our bootstraps, oh, but that's DEI, right? That's not merit. We didn't deserve any of those boots that we put on ourselves. So here we are again. They're trying to make us bootless. But what we do know is how to be a damn problem in the United States of America.
Yeah.
Hey, Larry. I love these people, especially my haters, who I'll see at Larry, they were, you know, yeah, Roland trying to tell y'all to vote, and why you gotta vote, and all this. guess what? The conservatives were waiting for us to be stupid. The conservatives were waiting for us to sit on the couch.
Mm-hmm. Good.
For all y'all smart asses out there, let me help y'all out. Do y'all know the justification that Chief Justice John Roberts gave for gutting Section 4 of the Voting Rights Act? It came post-election
My cat was right there in front of
He
everything.
said, well, since they voting in record numbers, there's no need for Section 4. And guess what has happened since 2012? Our vote numbers went down in 2014, in 2016, in 2018, in 2020, in 2022, in 2024. We didn't show up in Louisiana, and guess what? Crazy, deranged, MAGA Jeff Landry was elected. There are more eligible black voters in Texas than any state in the union. And guess what? We barely are hitting 50%. Even in places like Atlanta, where you should be seeing turnout at 50 and 60 and 70 and 75%. No, we're seeing turnout in the mayoral elections at 18, 20, 22, and 26. And so what these conservatives are sitting here doing is saying, thank you. Thank you. We have so frustrated y'all. We have so devalued y'all. We have told y'all how the Democrats don't do nothing for y'all, so therefore you don't vote for them, and you sitting on the couch. All it does is solidify our power. And as a result, they are running the table in places all across the country. The reality is that there's no reason Republicans should ever have a supermajority in North Carolina. They don't have it now. But if black folks voted our numbers in North Carolina, that would never happen. In fact, if black folks would vote for with our numbers in South Carolina would change. Georgia would change. Florida would change. But Mississippi would change. When Mike Espy lost to Cindy Hyde-Smith in that special election, he lost by 65,000 votes. There were more than 100,000 eligible black people in Mississippi who could have voted, but who did not. And so for all of y'all who love to sit here and talk about, man, you always talking about vote, you always talking about vote, I don't know why you always talking about voting. Now you understand what happens when they have power. Now you understand when the partners come down and they get rid of, they sign executive orders and they begin to gut civil rights and economic rights. And now you understand when they change the Department of Justice Civil Rights Division. Now you are about to see with your own eyes every single Generation Alpha, Generation Z, Millennial, Generation X, what it looks like to live close to Jim Crow. No, I know some of y'all are saying, Roland, this ain't Jim Crow because I can go to the club with a white woman. This ain't Jim Crow because I can go out and we can go here and I can use this water fountain. I can use this bathroom and I can go here. But you need to understand, and I'm telling you right now, mark it down, 7:40 p.m. Eastern on January 23rd. A year from now, you are going to see a dramatic drop in the number of contracts that black businesses have gotten from the federal government. You are going to see a year from now a dramatic drop in the contracts that black-owned businesses will receive from corporate America and from state governments and from county governments and city governments and school districts. You are about to see an economic calamity come down in black America because too many of us sat our asses on the couch, chose not to vote because we said, well, if I don't get nothing before I vote, then I'm not going to vote. Now you are witnessing with your very eyes what happens. And then what you have are some of these same people who I saw your tweets. Well, I'm saying that we got to do for self. We got to do for self. Let me explain to you, everybody who keeps talking about doing for self. Please explain to me how you are going to do for self in an industry that requires contracts. Please tell me how you're going to do that. If you do not have black companies that control every aspect of the supply chain, then you cannot do for self. And so you cannot show me how in America that if black folks then begin to shut out of contracts from federal government, state government, county government, city government, school districts, how are you going to do that? Right now, you have an assault on federal workers because of MAGA. Black people over-index in federal worker jobs. We are a higher percentage of workers in the federal government than we are in the population of the United States. There are more black people who have high five-figure and six-figure jobs in government than we do in corporate America. So when you begin to see those attacks on the federal level, you're then going to begin to see black people not be able to get the jobs in corporate America, which now means you can't buy a house. You means you cannot save money. You cannot invest money. You cannot afford to send your kids to college. And then when they cut Pell Grants, you can't send your kids to college to HBCUs because you don't have a $75 and $80 and $100,000 a year job, because now what are you going to be able to do? And so I need people to understand, Larry, this is what happens when you choose not to exercise that one basic power of voting. Then what you begin to do is lead to an economic catastrophe in the black community, and all of the work that people put in to create even what we got, which was not perfect, we are about to see, and I'm telling y'all it's happening, we are about to see not an erosion of what we built up. You are about to see an economic catastrophe that will take another century to rebuild.
You know, Roland, you know, given a harsh reality for where we are right now, as you know, in terms of the black community, and essentially before the election,
Y'all better wake up, especially young black people and brown people.
It was nothing ignored.
You see what's going on now? The ICE police, they don't care. That's what happened when y'all vote for the orange man.
Essentially, what
for that damn Trump.
You believed is that it's okay to be like a lived-in hostage. Because that's essentially what happened is black folks would be like lived-in hostages. Because you talked about the economic impact, and this is connected to the political impact. I also want to mention when you provided that timeline, one of the things we need to do, what's really important is folks need to make sure they educate themselves. So I'm going to recommend you read Just Permanent Interest by former Congressman and CBC, one of the founders of CBC, William Clay Sr., in terms of understanding it, in terms of where we started, where we are as a black community. And so, Roland, your point about how long this is going to take in terms to all these issues that we're going to deal with as a community. And I don't think folks are really prepared. You know, we've seen the last 48 hours. It's essentially kind of like a shock and awe in terms of the executive orders. But we talk about there's a significant number of black folks who work for the federal government, not only in the D.C. area, but throughout the United States. And so you see, essentially, put out a RAT request if there are any DEI programs that they missed. If you don't report it, they're going to fire you too. So now you're going to have folks turn on other people who maybe have nothing to do with DEI, submit their people's names, and they may lose their job. And of course, these folks will be disproportionately black. So what does that leave many people in our community as it relates to economics? The other thing I want to highlight, Roland, in terms of we talk about this historical nature about issue about racism in America, is I need the folks to go back and check out the debate between, we had the debate in Cambridge, Massachusetts, between Baldwin and Buckley in 1965.
The same Buckley who supported the Civil Rights Act until Barry Goldwater wrote his book, The conscience of a conservative.
Right. And so the title of the debate was "The American Dream is at the expense of the American Negro." And like many people, I've seen it a number of times, but I need some folks to go back and watch that. That important debate. And we know Buck Lees is kind of the father of the modern conservative, network we see today. But it's really important in terms of historically for Black folks to understand that the fight that we're undergoing now has consistently happened for centuries. But at least at some point, particularly, like I said, I talked about earlier with the Great Society programs, that we had some kind of success in terms of ending Jim Crow. And then we've seen some other opportunities. We talked about the election of President Obama, obviously economic growth. Black folks had the opportunity to go to any higher education.
I don't know where I can help to stop going to
But then folks said
stores
that's too
like
much.
Target.
And we need to
They say
dismantle all of that.
McDonald's, even car
So what you're
dealerships,
seeing is a
the
complete
alcohol,
reversal
stop buying
of
that
all the
Hennessy
success
and
that we've seen over the
what else
last
they
several
say?
decades.
Some other kind of alcohol.
And folks are
Black
unprepared
Jack,
for it.
Jack
Because they thought
Daniels,
that, this is all,
and something
smoke and
else.
mirrors, this is all a game. No, we're in it now.
And
And so
Walmart,
what are we prepared to do?
the
Because we
boycott,
have to continue to
the
keep fighting, but
boycott.
we need to make sure we have
Just
obviously
support
some
black
policies
business,
in
black
place in
stuff.
terms of
Let's
initiatives,
buy
in
black
terms of
stuff.
what
Or
we do strategically
stay away
versus
from some of these
because it is
stores.
going to be a 24/7 fight
This
to
only
make
way to
sure
help
that we maintain
to
a
hurt their
minimum of
pockets.
some of the things we've gained over the last several decades, and then
And
make
white
sure
people,
not
like
too
to
many
say
of
white
these
people, but
provisions are
you know,
reversed,
white
and then
supremacists.
fight over the next several years, really for the next several generations, for some of the new laws.
You see who
to make
they're
sure
going
that we
after
come out
now?
of the
It's
challenges we
ridiculous.
had.
And see,
But we're in it now.
right. And see, the mistake that people are making is y'all are looking at this through a Democratic and a Republic lens.
That's right.
I don't look at this stuff through a Democratic and a Republican lens. I look at this through a black lens. I look at this through the eyes of a black man. I'm looking at policies and I look at how people operate. Go to my iPad. Y'all, if you don't understand today's modern Republican Party, this is the book that changed it all. Barry Goldwater and the Conscience of a Conservative.
It said
What does it say
1916.
right
Y'all
here?
don't see
Edited
that.
by C.C. Goldwater. Right, with a new foreword by George F. Wheel and a new afterword by Robert F. Kennedy Jr. See, a whole bunch of y'all. Oh, I saw a bunch of y'all. Entertainers, too. Y'all were talking about y'all were supporting Robert F. Kennedy. And you didn't even realize the game that he was running. Y'all didn't realize that. And I saw some of y'all, man, well, Kamala, she should have made an outreach to Robert F. Kennedy. Why? Everybody knew what RFK Jr. was.
Mm-hmm.
See, y'all ain't, see,
It's John F. Kennedy. He was the president back there in the 60s.
when you are making a decision
He got assassinated, him and his brother.
who to vote for,
I forgot the other
you
brother
make
name.
a decision based upon what I see, what I hear, how things are operating. Look at this here. All of these. Donald Trump said, I will end the war in Ukraine in 24 hours.
Shit.
Sunny day. It's called for Sun Cruiser Vodka Iced Tea. Made with real iced tea and real vodka. Refreshing and goes down smooth. Let the good times cruise.
It's
with
probably
Sun
one of
Cruiser.
the business too, right there.
Y'all fell for it. Y'all sit here and y'all fall
My
for all of this stuff.
laptop.
Not even remotely realizing what is going on. You don't even understand, again, what is happening. Because you know what I hear? A lot of our people, man, I don't read, I don't watch the news. I don't read stuff. So how in the hell can you be informed if you if you have no idea of what is happening even in the world? Oh, I see the numbers. I see the numbers. And let me be real clear. Let me be real clear. This is not a shot at folk I know. Oh, but I see y'all loving shenanigans and sports YouTube channels and commentaries. Oh, everything is fun. But let me help y'all out. Let me help you out. Do I still have it? Let me find it. Let me see if I can find it. On Facebook. I'm sorry. This actually was posted just yesterday. I'm trying to pull it up right now. And it showed all of the folks who are getting offer letters rescinded for jobs. Are y'all aware that there were scholarships that were awarded to black folks and others that are now being rescinded? Are y'all aware that there are people who had jobs in the Department of Veteran Affairs where they're trying to take care of America's troops, and they are rescinding jobs for those people? Oh, if y'all want to have the conversation, we can. And so what is happening before our very eyes, we are literally seeing massive changes take place. And some of us are just joking and playing and having so much fun. But I'm warning you. I'm warning you. And they're not understanding this, Nola. They're targeting black PhDs. They're targeting folks with masters. They're targeting every single one of the programs. See, we had some simple-minded Negro in the chat. Yeah, well, I voted for Harris, but Roland Martin was talking down to the regular people in the streets. And I'll say it, no problem, Panther 55. You can kiss my ass.
Yeah.
Because, see, I can guarantee you, I can go in the streets.
And he telling it like it is. He know all about all this what's going on.
I know there are barber shops that are streaming our show in the barber shops. I know, because I get the letters, and the brothers who were in prison stopped me and saying, man, I got through prison watching you. See, y'all can sit here with that bullshit all you want to. Oh, you the bootleg, and y'all talking dumb. That is
Roland
dumb
Martin.
as hell. Because first of all,
I'm here
right
streaming
now,
you now and listen to you. I hear everything you saying.
who are watching YouTube right now.
I vote for Kamala Harris. I'm in my 70s. I just can't believe how he won. This is
So
crazy.
guess what? I guarantee you,
Now, the
entire
Latinos and the Puerto Rican Mexicans are going to be in trouble.
But see,
And we're going to be
Noah,
next.
that's
In
the
fact, I think we are about to be
simple-sided
next.
shit
Hey,
that some of these folk don't realize. And while they sit
all
here
because
yelling about, you,
young people, young black, Latinos, they would vote for that orange man.
You ain't talk to regular people. Guess what? You getting jacked. The programs that are happening, oh, these things are going down as we speak. Noah, you are hearing from these people.
Yes, it
You are
is.
hearing from I guarantee
See
you
my
are
hat,
hearing
my eagle
from
hat.
long-serving
My eagle hat.
Democrats.
I voted, and you think you can't see
Giving their lives
Harris.
to the federal bureaucracy. People who
I voted.
even what Ralph Bunche was doing, the first African American to win a Nobel Peace Prize.
Y'all vote for that orange man. Y'all just help the white supremacists and everything.
Y'all don't even. Do y'all have the clip where Donald Trump said he could tell who's an illegal immigrant?
You hear that? Hear that, y'all?
Open borders.
Look at orange man.
Some of whom
All the puppeteers, his puppeteer he talked to. You could tell who the puppets because they got those red ties on. Or the hats.
You can look at them and tell you could be trouble.
Yep.
That's what they are saying right now to black people in the federal government. No.
First and foremost, it's just plain old school racism. No more, no less. Just plain old school racism. Nothing new. But you know, one of the most successful tricks ever played on black folks is to convince a large population of us that education does not matter. Why do you think people work so hard trying to convince people that higher education does not matter? It's a reason. It's a reason, as you alluded to earlier, Roland, as you were talking about Ronald Reagan and, you know, raising the price of education. My parents met at LSU, the New Orleans campus, which is now UNO. And my daddy always tells this story about how he paid my mama's tuition. He paid my mama's tuition out of his pocket. And then fast forward, what, 15 years later, you have to take out a second mortgage to send your child to school, or that child gets in debt starting out their professional careers, right? So this conversation about, oh, you uppity Negroes, trying to bring back the talents and tenth and all that stuff. At the end of the day, it is so easy, Roland and everybody on this panel, to my colleagues, to seduce angry, ignorant people. And I'm not calling folks out there ignorant, but what I'm saying is, it is.
I'm calling it ignorant. Go ahead.
I knew you were gonna come in. I knew you were gonna come in.
I'm gonna call it ignorant.
I knew I could rely on you for that assist. What I'm saying is, it's part of the strategy. It's part of the strategy to target a certain population, because they are thinking of you as ignorant, right? They are thinking of you as gullible. In the social sciences, it's called conditioning, right? So you condition people to respond the way that you want them to respond. And that is what we are seeing. And we saw so much of it, Roland. We saw so much of it over, this administration, especially during those 107 days with Kamala. There was so much debate. There were people that were mad that she spent a lot of time at the HBCUs, that it was too elite, that it was too much about Divine Nine. Okay, that's fine. Maybe not. But the thing that has always bothered me, and I stood 10 toes down on this, when people try to push back and say, well, not everybody wants to have an education. Education isn't for everybody. And I'm like, okay, I'm not trying to run a race with no shoes on. I'm just not. But I come from a community in New Orleans where higher education that's what you do. You can get married, but you for sure going to college. So I am grateful to my community for that. But this debate, Roland, I'm telling you, it is something for me as an educator. I have dedicated my life to education. And it hurts me sitting here as a Black woman that somehow we have become the enemy. That the Black experts, particularly, all experts right now are pretty much lined up against the wall, and they're ready to kind of like, but when you're Black and an expert, and when your own community doesn't have your back, somehow you become the enemy. You have been conditioned to celebrate the athlete, to celebrate the entertainer. But us three Black asses sitting up here, oh no, not us.
Support the work that we do. Join our Bring the Funk fan club. You heard what we just talked about there. Folks, I can't reiterate this enough. Listen to me clearly. I cannot reiterate this enough. When you've got technology companies running scared, when you've got legacy media not doing their job, when you've got Black-owned media that is disintegrated, now is more than ever for us to have independent media that cares about the truth, that is willing to say what needs to be said. So when you support Roland Martin Unfiltered, this show, when you support the Black Star Network, you're not just supporting me, you're supporting the other shows. Our goal is to add 2 more shows this year. We want additional shows. We want more weekly and daily shows because we want to be able to speak truth to power. We want to be able to say what is necessary where other people are scared. And when you are scared, when you're looking over your shoulder, oh my God, that advertising contract is not going to come in. Well, guess what? A lot of these major ad agencies, they're not even supporting us anyway. In 6 years of doing this show, Group M hasn't done a damn thing with us. Publicis hasn't done anything with us. You've got Horizon, you've got all of these folks, they haven't done jack. And so we are calling it like we see it, and we're speaking truth. And unlike some of these other so-called progressives and people who believe in truth, I'm not running around trying to kiss MAGA ass and kiss Trump ass.
Me
I won't be going to Mar-a-Lago. Not for a
damn thing.
And so this is about us being able to speak truth. So when you support this show and this network with your resources, That is exactly what is happening because we are trying to build something that is bigger and broader and actually it has the courage to say what needs to be said even when it makes other folk uncomfortable. You want to contribute giving Cash App, use the Stripe QR code. This is it right here. And if you are listening, simply go to blackstarnetwork.com and check it out. Also, if you want to see your checking money order, some of y'all old school, you understand that. Your checking money order to PO Box 57196, Washington, D.C. 20037-0196. PayPal, R. Martin Unfiltered. Venmo is RM Unfiltered. Zelle, Roland at RolandSMartin.com, Roland at RolandMartinUnfiltered.com. And again, folks, we've got some 4 million social media followers. If only 20,000 of our fans contribute at least $50 each, which comes out to $4.19 a month, 13 cents a day. That's $1 million. It allows us to be able to continue to build, to add these shows and do the work that's required. So your support is needed. So please join our Bring the Funk fan club today. If you've not already joined, if you have given to us in the past, please renew your commitment because it's important that we support Black-owned media because Black-owned media matters.
Yeah, yeah. Black Lives Matter.
I'm a risk taker. Driving without my seatbelt, letting my kids ride without a helmet? You bet.
I don't know why I ain't got this term.
That's why I support the
I
Durbin
did it.
Marshall credit card bill. It will
Don't
allow
worry about it.
corporate
See
mega
who's
stores to route credit card transactions over untested
subscribed.
media networks.
So y'all can wake up and see what's going on in the world.
Not knowing if your data will be hacked.
Right now, it's
Really?
crazy out there.
Tell Congress, stop
Y'all
the
just
Durbin
be
Marshall
safe.
money grab for corporate mega stores.
I'm about to leave. I just had to put this up so y'all can see what's going on.
By the federal government for both the Fire Management System grant and the elements of what they call disaster declaration. So today I'm announcing that the federal government will cover 100% of the cost for 180 days. This is going to pay for things like the debris and hazard material removal, temporary shelters, first responders' salaries.
She could have been our president. No, but y'all vote for the wrong person.
Told the governor and local officials, spare no expense to do what they need to do to contain these fires. And
because, of course, there's inauguration in 10 days, and you have to twice impeach a criminally convicted felon who is going to be coming to the Oval Office, and he has a history of having disdain for Democrats in California. So this is to protect the state to ensure they get those funds. I want to bring in another California family, speaking of the Jones family, Adonis, Denise, and Rochelle. They're from Olson, Altadena. Their home has been in the family for generations. Denise's mother bought it as a young woman. Adonis, Coach AD, is a well-known former football star in the Pasadena, Altadena area. He played for Pasadena High School and Pasadena City
I'm so
College.
sorry. My condolences, y'all. That's awful about that fire in Vegas.
Coach in the community for decades. They also have started a GoFundMe to help them start over. Coach AD, Denise, and their daughter Rochelle join us now. Glad to have you on the show.
Wow, look at that home.
What you're having to deal with and go through there, and so many other families. As I asked Danielle, when did this begin? When did you first were alerted that there were dangers regarding these fires? What day, what time?
Tuesday night, approximately 10:30, when we were told to evacuate.
So there's been a lot of people have been criticizing Mayor Karen Bass for
So
being
I'm gonna get back to these.
involved in
Something just a different thing
and
about
people
the
saying,
family.
well, there were alerts
They lost
beforehand.
everything in that fire in
let me go
Vegas.
back to
Until
Saturday,
that's G Mama's family.
Sunday, Monday.
Peace be still.
Were y'all seeing
Eagles, go
feeling
Eagles.
anything
Hey,
Saturday, Sunday, Monday
can't wait till Sunday.
that gave you
Alright,
indication
stay subscribe, like, and comment. Hit that notification bell so y'all can know. No video. See y'all later.
That I can remember now.
Bye.
So the conditions Saturday, Sunday, Monday were just what? Normal conditions in Southern California?